Ho, ho, ho!
Oh, Santa.
Yes, all right. All right, Joey. So, this may be a thing of visions here
That's right.
of the way perhaps the world should be. I did a show on just recently, Joey, on alpha and beta males.
Hmm.
And you and I think, both agreed that those terms were not necessarily good terms. Perhaps you could consider them rather toxic. Do you want to elaborate? And while you're elaborating, I'm going to put myself on mute and I'm going to advertise this show. So if I don't speak,
Yeah.
yeah, it's because I'm advertising the show. So continue, Joey.
Thank you for letting me know. Now get to it, Santa. You should be having your slave elves doing this for you, but you're cheap. All right. So I feel like that whole idea of betas and I don't even know all the terms. And excuse me, I'm sick as a dog today. But I think it leaves a lot of room for misinterpretation more than anything. I've seen many people who felt or carried the alpha mentality and seen them get whooped by their mistakes in profiling, and that's what it does. I think it opens the door to a lot of profiling and misidentification, and in other cases, it's just I think plain silly. And I think the alphas and the pretend alphas of this world, um, especially the pretend ones, uh, are going to be severely they're going to be in a severely compromised state. I feel, and it's good to be strong, and it's good to be this and that, uh, to try to reach higher echelons of society if that's what you so choose. There are the social climbers, the financial gainers. Um, I just feel like it with all the labels, it really has created somewhat of a monster.
I kind of would agree with you on that. There is a bit of a monster out there. This incel thing, and the thing is, alpha and and all these human beings are more complex than the alpha, the beta, and whatever. I think they have another form of male, but human beings are complex, and they go from, I think there's also a sigma male or whatever, but human beings are complex, and they deviate from one side. They go from one side to the other. Sometimes they become alpha. Other times they become kind of beta, and they'll run away. But they're human, basically. Uh, they resist when they can, and sometimes they flee, and sometimes they even go along in the long haul for a better end. So human beings are driven to survive, and we're driven to want to procreate. Most males are heterosexual, and most females are also heterosexual. Although I think there's more deviation there. But the fact of the matter is, today we live in a society where we can't necessarily talk openly and honestly about subjects and subject matters because of the powers that be, because of the elites. Joey, do you have any thing about our? Because I think our country and our nation was shut down, and censorship and and I guess even the right to not have to wear a mask or a covering has been greatly, you know,
Maybe maybe even the ability, the rights to meet and gather and talk. If you recall, that was limited and thrown at us early on.
and not only that, but there are groups online that stop people from meeting and gathering. But like they allow for one group to meet and gather, but another group cannot. I mean, this is selective outrage and the like, and it's really kind of sad what's been going on in our
It's sad. It's sad, and it's met with a lot of apathy. Santa, there's
yeah,
people there's people who would keep who tell me, "Oh, just live your life.
yeah.
Just enjoy this and that." Of course, I do. I enjoy my life. I do all that stuff, but I'm still a thinker. I'm still asking questions. I'm still not compliant to things I don't want or feel are beneficial to me.
Well, there are things that have been done that have been, like that I think that have been done as of never before,
Yep,
and hypocrisy and other things that I've never seen within my lifetime, Joey.
I understand.
I'm seeing things and hearing things that have never come, that
Nope.
were put on, like with a force, and um,
Brian, Santa, it wasn't a force. It was people lacking a spine. It's a bunch of jellyfish responding and not doing the intellectual work, period. It has nothing to do with force.
I think people reacted two ways. They reacted with like bravado, which that got shut down, um, and they reacted with fear, and both fear and anger are two flames.
Not me. I've acted out in a peaceable, not peaceful, a peaceable manner. I've reached out and I've been met with some successes, but I've been also met with a lot of rejection.
Well, you know what? Anytime you take a stand, you're going to be met with rejection, and you state your case. You're
You're
going
also
to be
win
you're yeah
sometimes as well.
yeah you're going to be met with rejection, and you're going to be met with adversity and the like. So you really have to think kind of like, I mean, that's just par for the course. I mean, you're lucky if you're met with people being responsive to your ideas, and a lot of people will say, like you're crazy. Like people will your mental attitude or your mental, people will say you're crazy or whatnot. But that's par for the course. It's part of the thing is when people want to stop you from speaking and talking, they will put up your mental your mental stability. That's one of the
The the best thing to do is to use logical fallacies and to study those, and any defense should be based within that knowledge of a fallacy. If you can recognize a fallacy, you should sidestep it and carry forward. It's not worth the time and effort anymore. And so when I'm met with those sort of fallacies, when they're not addressing the issue or the question at hand, they're just doing nothing more than wasting time and energy.
Well, that's correct, and there are plenty of fallacies and things out there that have been put forth through the American, to human life out there, to the world, to the Western world primarily, uh, and it's time that we stop believing in certain types of myths, and we start believing in a form of reality, and perhaps hopefully people can come to a new form of reality and a new kind of consciousness
I
within our
think so.
society.
I I think there is going to be a level of adaptation required. Otherwise, it could get ugly. There could be bloodshed. There could be um, some difficult times ahead, Santa. And I hope that you could bring more joy.
Yeah, I hope so too, because one of the things is I get very angry at what's been happening and the defaming of our institutions. Now, even if those institutions are based on some myth, the manner in which they went about it was really nasty and really counterproductive. And again, part of me wants to retaliate and give them a dose of their own medicine, and sometimes that's good, but sometimes that's bad. And I need to shoot off some of these ideas um, to people to make sure that what I'm doing is not counterproductive. But there is a part of me that says, "Oh, you want to go that way? You want to give this kind of medicine? Let me show you how that feels. Let me show you what it feels like to get a dose of medicine up in your face." You know, but I'm trying not to do that. Go ahead, Joey.
Squirt, squirt.
Yes, that's correct. So, is there anything else to add? Because I just wanted to just give that out there and just say, uh, I personally am having struggles because I'm hearing things that I believe to be complete nonsense, and you know the myths that are going around today are very counterproductive, and they're counterproductive all the way around. But again, I see some things that people don't want to deal with reality. They'd rather see their side or whatnot. But
That's okay. Take the observer stand and move forward. You don't have time to waste on junk. You got to just carry forward. And your thoughts, your story is not his story. So move ahead. Don't listen to this garbage. I don't. I try to keep myself tightly as far as like the output that I'm doing on podcasts. I'm trying to create my own little vacuum, my own little space where I don't listen to any of those douchebags. I don't give them any credence, and nor do I go after them. I just recognize them for what they are. They're just blowing hot air. That's it.
well, you know what? With that being said, perhaps they are. Many of them are blowing hot air. Um, but again, uh, I want a freedom of thought, freedom of thinking, and one of the things the reason I'm doing a walk against the woke is they are, these people have put again, they put a thing against our freedom, against our meeting up and meeting with other human beings. We are social creatures, and people should not. People who try to take away our socialness, I don't think are good. Anyway, Joey, that is all. Hey, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Walk against the woke,
Yes.
December 3rd. Do it anywhere. And I'm also going to start fasting against the woke. It's
Make
good.
a
Good.
sign, make a sign, walk and talk. That's all you need to do.
That's right. All right, guys. Like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Even share this video if you get anything better.